I'm recording a live one on YouTube, and in case it gets shut down, I'll be uploading the Rumble one later. So today is April 28th, Save the Frogs Day International. So we're going to read some things about frogs. If I'm just going to start by saying frogs are representative of cleansing. If somebody didn't watch the video, I think it was on VK tweeted it this morning about I don't know, maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. I can't remember where I saw it, so apologies. But about Joe Rogan and talking to someone about where the KEK came from and why we use the KEK and the frogs in the underworld. And so I'm going to read you a couple of things about, or a little story about frogs from my medicine cards book. And it's written, I just want to get the right name, Jamie Sams and David Carson. Okay. So I always like to do these things. And by the way, yesterday was my 3-year anniversary of the Raven Moonstone Art YouTubes. I've had many videos taken down. I've had many videos shadow banned, and I keep soldiering on. So here we go. And 38 is actually the number of the frog in the cards, and that's my life path number. I'm a 3811, for those of you that know that. So I'm going to read parts of this, and then I'm going to explain what I think is happening, okay, with timelines and how this is all coming to our knowledge. Okay, so frog is cleansing. Frog sings the songs that bring rain and make the road dirt more bearable. Frog medicine is akin to water energy and the east on the medicine wheel. Frog teaches us to honor our tears, for they cleanse the soul. All water rites belong to the frog, including initiations by water. Water prepares and cleanses the body for sacred ceremony. It is the element we understand best in the womb. Frog, like ourselves, is a pollywog in the fetal waters only learns to hop after it experiences the world of fluidity. The transformation into adulthood prepares frog for its power to call the water of the skies. So there you have that. The rain, in knowing the element of water, frog can sing the song that calls the rain to earth. When the ponds are dry, frog calls upon thunder beings to cleanse and replenish the earth with water. Like frog, we are asked to know when it is time to refresh, purify, and refill the coffers of the soul. Okay, so if frog hopped into the cards today, well, it's Ribbit, maybe calling you in the cleansing you need. If you were to look at where you are today, would you use the following words to describe your condition? Tired, overloaded, harried, frustrated, guilty, itchy, nervous, at a loss, empty, or weakened? If so, take a break and allow yourself to bathe in the waters of frog medicine. This could mean a long, relaxing bath, disconnecting the phone, putting it away, shutting everything off. So getting rid of distractions. An ability of frog medicine people is to give support and energy where needed. Frog medicine can cleanse negativity from any environments. Many mediums or clairvoyants who work with cleaning haunted houses carry frog medicine. Many of the world's seers use water on their hands when tapping into the other realms of reality due to water's superconductive nature. So, frog speaks of new life and harmony through its rain song. The deep tones of the frog's ribbit are said to be called to the thunder beings, thunder, lightning, and rain. Wow, look at that storm. The ribbit is the heartbeat that comes into harmony with Father Sky and calls for the replenishment needed. Call to frog and find peace in the joy of taking time to give to yourself. A part of this giving is cleansing yourself of any person, place, or thing that does not contribute to your new state. of serenity and replenishment. So what I'm going to explain is kind of what I think is happening to all of us over the period of, well, the show 3 years, but for me personally, a little bit longer, is that me and my charts, I like to do charts of how I explain things. So I talked about this the other day, the energy and this being a toroidal field that is within us. So I was at the getting my hair done yesterday, and this is a good temperature because I went and got my hair done I think 3 months ago, and they were not talking about this stuff. So what I drew this one too. So here's a door, and these doors are in this toroidal field. You can look at these doors as timelines, okay? Timelines of information. People can open these doors for us. Greg Hallett, for example, opened a door, and it explained that the royalty is false. Like, lizard is false. So what it did was it increased our vibration, knowing that there was somebody that had information that changed the collective consciousness and created this more energy in this field to increase higher vibrations. So right now, Schumann, whatever you want to call it, the CMEs, whatever people want to relate to this increasing of energy within our toroidal field of Earth, okay, is a lot of what's happening is these doors changing the collective consciousness. So here's Tucker Carlson. Everybody's waiting to see what Tucker Carlson's going to do today. Tucker Carlson, when he left Fox, what happened? He went on Twitter in his basement and generated way more views than Fox ever had. And he's changing the collective consciousness because the information that he's telling is truthful. So go back to the video about Joe Rogan talking to, I don't even remember. This is how I'm bad with names, this person. And the person talking about how the frogs are the sort of the transmuters of energy in the underworld, and they have to go through truth. Okay? They have to go through truth. Truth is something that is, just go listen to the story. It'll totally make everything I'm saying make sense. So the truth part is 4D. So to me, if we're in frog world right now and we have to come to truth, it will be because we're increasing our collective consciousness vibrations. So let's talk back to the 100 monkeys theory. Now, I did a video, I think it's on Rumble, about the 100 monkeys. So there was a bunch of scientists in northern islands of Japan, and they were studying these monkeys. And they were getting sand on their fruit and then having to brush the sand off and then eating the fruit. Well, one of the monkeys picked up a fruit that had rolled in from the ocean, and there was no sand on the fruit. So it began teaching the other monkeys how to wash the sand off the fruit in the ocean. So pretty soon, all the monkeys on that location were washing the sand off the fruit. When the 100th monkey figured out to wash the sand off the fruit, hundreds of miles away on other islands with other monkeys being studied by other scientists, guess what those monkeys were doing? Washing the sand off the fruit. How did that happen? Monkeys can't talk to each other. They're not passing like smoke signals. They're not doing like pigeon carrier messages. None of that's happening. They don't have more signal through the waves. Well, they do. It's our collective consciousness that is responsible for changing the vibrations just as much as the rest of the Schumann. So think of us in this big, huge island where we're all finally figuring out, holy, the sand on the fruit was all the 3D stuff that has been crammed and programmed into our systems. And now that the collective consciousness, every time something truthful happens, say Tucker leaving Fox, it's because he knows that they're corrupt and part of a corrupt corporation that is for political gain. Like all of this is coming true. So this is in all of the, for people who've never believed the Q posts and all of this, it's all there. And this is all coming true. The MSM will be attacking themselves. This is literally what's happening. And the BS on the BBC, oh my, bleh. So it's crazy. So what's happening is every time something great happens, like we find out through whomever that a whole bunch of kids have been rescued and 200 people have been exploded in an underground bunker because they're all human traffickers. My consciousness is like, oh my God, thank God, like, yahoo! I get all excited. I hope you guys are too. And what it brings to me is this place of peace, knowing that all of this is being stopped. So, our collective consciousness, every time we see justice, whether people believe it from us or not, some people will look at a picture of that ugly footed, what's her face? I think with the ugly feet, and she's hanging there. And like, I think Tina Turner is playing her right now in her role, but she's hanging from a noose. People are like, oh, that's not real. That's not really her. That's Photoshop. You could tell people all day long that that's not Photoshop. Put it through a Photoshop generator and they still won't believe you. So, funny story about my neighbor. The um, BBC was playing the Brittany Griner baloney. Put the name up there, put his picture up there, and he looked more like a dude yesterday on TV than he ever probably, or she ever has. Whatever. And there was a lot of cognitive dissonance. That's the guy that used to play for blah blah blah. And I'm like, but they say that the name is Brittany Griner. And it was like a wall. This is what's happening. Either people are going to get that they've been fooled, or they'll be like, there's no way that's the same person. So this is what we have to be as frogs: compassionate, cleansing, help transmute that energy. And hopefully some of the collective consciousness will be just raised. Now, one of the things I think did that, hear me out on this, Dame Edna, who's the biggest cross-dresser for all these years, died. That's not a coincidence. That is, again, pumping the primer of, okay, don't pick on all of these people, which I don't think we should. I do believe they're mentally ill. These people out there doing their thing. Like, honestly, some of the horrors, this is what we talked about yesterday in when I was getting my hair washed or whatever. I'm at the sink and the guy was saying next to me, the hairdresser, he's talking about how his cat's going all crazy. Why are my cats going crazy? It kept me up all night last 2 nights. And the lady's like, I don't know, my cats have been acting all crazy. And I'm like, you don't mind me interrupting on this? I said, I do know why your cats are acting all crazy. And they're like, why is that? And I'm like, well, simple answer. Cats can see more than we can. They can feel more than us. You know how they go in the zone? They're like, yeah. And they see like ghosts and things. They're like, yeah. And I said, well, you have ear ringing right now? And they're like, yeah, for days. And I said, well, that's the Earth's energy being increased. And it's called the Schumann Resonance. And so cats can see and feel that, and they go like cuckoo when it's at a high, or it's shut off, or it's affecting them. I don't believe it's ever shut off. I think it's so high it looks like it blacks out and it can't even be read on the charts. But anyways, I was telling them about how the cats be crazy, and they're like, oh. And I said, well, it's all so that the bad people and the bad energy, the human traffickers, they're like, yeah, we've been hearing lots about that. And I'm like, yeah. And I said, all those people are, I believe, being dealt with around the world. That is my full on belief that there is a quiet military operation going on to rid the planet of all the scumbags. And part of doing that is increasing our vibrations, because anything below the heart is not going to be in the near future. It just won't be here. Like, we won't have that stuff anymore. And the guy says to me, does that include Dylan in the Bud Light thing? I started laughing. Oh my God. And I said, yep. I said, here, just think of it this way. We're in, like, they were receptive. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said stuff like this. I said, we're in the end times of the Bible being a scripture, right? So think about all these bad people have to tell us that what they're doing and show us what they're doing, because people don't believe that they've been fooled. And he goes, you're right about that. He goes, that's the worst thing, is telling people that they got screwed over somehow. And I'm like, exactly. So I said, all of this is for people to slowly realize that we were fooled, and it's not, people aren't going to be jumping off bridges and, all of that stuff. And he goes, that really makes sense, actually. Well, thanks for telling me it's going to get better. And I said, just imagine heaven on earth and none of this nonsense being even in our spectrum anymore. It's not going to be here. And so we'll be living with peace on earth. And they were both pretty happy about that. And they were like, well, we'll be paying attention more to our cats. And it was kind of funny. But people are ready. People's consciousness, the big topic between me and my hairdresser, she brought it up, was how truthful Twitter is and how much she liked it. And the last time, 3 months ago, we did not have, well, it wasn't like, it was an educational thing, but we talked about how AI shouldn't be taking over the planet and da 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 this time. Like, it was, a lot had to happen to people's consciousness to get the vibration even raised higher. So I'm really looking forward to everything that is about to come out. And I think even learning things, like, for example, I'm going to talk about Snowden for a second, because I think it's relevant to talk about a part of that movie that I keep thinking about, and because it's real. It's a real thing that happened. So, and I talked about it this morning. So Phil made a comment on his Telegram. It is controlled by me. And I'm like, it was an only me or something. And I was thinking what it was. And then I got to thinking on a very, like, kind of computer level, because he's a computer guy. And in the movie Snowden, the exercise there was where they had to prove themselves in this programming to go to the next level. They had, I think, 4 hours to complete this job, and he did it in 38 minutes. Now, they each were assigned a city, and in the city, they were to go set up another shadow city, basically, and then infiltrate that city with their electrical grid, the power grid, the computer, the banks, blah, 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 and then act like they were never there. There was never a trace of it. So, like, they could program the back end, basically. So think of this whole thing as being the whole city's thing. They set up a whole nother one and then ghosted, mirrored it, and then disappeared without a trace or leaving digital footprints within there. Now think about how smart that person has to be So imagine regular computer people going through A, B, C, D, E to get to the outcome, okay? And all of those steps. And then this person comes along and creates F and G that bypass A, B, C, D to make it work faster and work more stealthily. That would be someone who would be a computer genius from being a child. To me, that's somebody who knows the difference between a Rubik's Cube that has 16 blocks on a side to a 36 block Rubik's Cube and can solve both of them. So, if that makes sense. So, I was thinking about it is the system that closes down the electrical grids to perhaps the computers like Aladdin or other banking computers that are AI sentients that basically are taking over. And this is why we see Elon going for meetings with whatever Schumer, I think, and somebody made a meme that he was taking in a kitchen sink. That was pretty funny. But yeah, so when they say look to Twitter, literally look to Twitter for what's going to happen. And I think that Matt Walsh was this morning tweeted OMG something. Oh my God, looked at Tucker's about to reveal something. And I was like, oh, maybe him and James O'Keefe are getting together from the basement of Tucker Carlson. That would be just priceless. So look at the feet both of them have on their things. Now, some people are like, oh, Tucker was at Comet Ping Pong, blah, 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 and all this stuff. All bad actors have been replaced with good actors. All. 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 So, think about every person who's told us information. Every person. They've all been replaced. Then, what does that tell you? So, to me, there's a lot perhaps going to be taking place. Now, the banks that are today, I have to read them off of the thingamadooger. I'm going to read a couple of things from here, actually. First Republic crashing. NASDAQ real-time price currency in USD follow 4.85 minus 21.65%. Right? 21.65%. Oh, and let's just talk about Mr. Donald and how he's relabeled crooked Joe Biden. Let's talk about that in geometria. The Brunson brothers. I posted a Brunson brothers update. I think today or soon we should be hearing about it. Dangerous Storm. The Archer is the Key. The Great Tribulation. Occupy Mars. Good Vibes. Love Match. Decode Living God. Yeah, that's right. May 14. This I found interesting. Phil is Michael. He opened the door for me. I am abundance of money. Gold-backed currency. The reincarnation of Christ. U.S. defaults on debt. Early Christmas. Oh my goodness. I just had a deja vu about this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The Key of David. Kobe Bean Bryant. Jimmy Carter. Follow Rabbit. Ready to Rock. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, see, look. Do. What happens? I get green screen. Protection. Rothschilds. The God of Heaven. Financial freedom. Kiss my ass. Fly, Eagles, Fly. Never forget. Common Sense. My favorite on this list. Saint Germain. Then we have The Art of War. Bloodline of God. You can't tell me that that was an accident. No. So lots of people are getting arrested. Um, this guy, I put the link. This was really, really interesting. If you see this, click on the above Twitter, because it is fascinating about the matrix, how you can see the matrix with which we're living in, like into here, through here. Like, it was mind blowing. He literally describes how you are able to see the ones and zeros. It was like, what? But it makes sense to me. Complete sense. Oh yeah, Alice, the computer, and also the Bohr machine. No coincidence. Yesterday, VK tweeted this guy hooking up a helicopter to a ceiling fan. So the ceiling fans were its rotor blades, and then there was 2 U.S. Army attack helicopters crashed in a training flight in Alaska. Wonder what happened there. So, and the grossest things from yesterday and today, ugh, no one should be eating hot dogs anymore. Gross. Gross. I'm not dissing on meat eaters. I don't care if you eat meat. Just know where it comes from and know who's making it. That's all. Like, I bring back the whole hobby farm thing where you raise your own animals and then have to butcher them yourselves. Because some of this stuff is gross. The glue that's in beef, ooh, yuck. And then the vegetarian hot dogs that were tested, 2/3 of them contained human meat. 2/3 of vegetarian hot dogs. I don't eat vegetarian hot dogs. No, mm-mm. No, mm-mm. No, no. Ugh, I just feel yucky. Yeah, makes me feel gross. This is why I have fruit smoothies. Like, so disgusting. Just eat fruit. I'm just teasing. I don't care what you eat. Just do your body some favors. There's one other thing I was going to talk about. Oh, a friend of mine was at a party the other night, like just one of these network parties. And there was somebody from one of the big banks, I won't say. And my friend was talking about BlackRock and the Aladdin computer. And the guy was like, what? How do you know about that? It's kind of funny. I was like, good for you. It's like, because there's other people in the group who are hearing things about, just those simple little thing like that. And they're like, wow, you've given me something to research and to ponder and to think about, And honestly, if you think about it logically, all computers are hooked to electricity. The internet is all connected with cables underground, water, blah, blah, blah. How do we know it's not just going to go one day and then it's all going to be over? So, yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to take one more sip and then I have to put my cap on because I'm super clumsy. So, what I was going to say about these timelines before I read these cards. This one. So what happens with some of these is the vibration will get increased and then the timeline will go off on another direction. So people will leave that timeline. But a new timeline is always usually opened before that one is. When one door closes, another one opens. That's what's happening. It's constant revolving energy of timelines opening. So we can get our collective consciousness. The other thing I want to say is in the new earth, we're all going to learn, or know, I shouldn't say learn, we'll remember how to speak all languages and understand all languages. No more Duolingo. No more trying to parlez-vous français, you know, tu cerveza, por favor, whatever. No more of that. No, you're just gonna know. Like, like in the Matrix, the construct will change. Your construct will change. So let's see what they have. Wealth. Ooh, I love it. Fear. Don't fear anything. That's the lower vibrations. Mystery. Ooh, I love these cards. And then the dragon. Power and strength. So a lot of people are still in the 3D vibes of fear. But I literally think trust in the mystery and your own power and strength. You need to manifest. And that's how we change the timelines. We manifest them too. We are the co-creators. So if you want more abundance in your life, manifest more abundance. That's really just really how it works. And change that timeline for yourself. What else was I going to talk about? I think that's all. I don't know. Anybody else have anything to say? I'm going to read just a couple comments and then see what they say, if they allow me to see my comments. Yeah, green screen flash. Every time I say certain things, they don't like it. So, I don't know where all the comments went. Well, only lets me see two. That's YouTube for it. Shut me down the other day. And also on my Rumble videos, it's really messing with my numbers and comments. So I don't know what to tell everybody. Like it's brutal. It's getting really brutal. So the green screen flashes because they're trying to just take down my video. And it's an AI running this too, YouTube. It's not some people sitting at a computer and whatever. These are all bots. It's all an AI. Sentient being. If they don't like you, they don't like you. So, yes, the dark AI for sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip diddly-doo. I've got some magical things to accomplish today. For my healing and my own happiness. Some things would be considered 3D, but whatever, I still have to do them. And yeah, just looking at a really bright future. I hope that it is the boop, and I hope it comes soon. I hope there's some big, like, put it this way. All the people that are in the knowing of who our real commander-in-chief are, if there was an arrest of the 44 or any of his posse from that timeline, 100 million people would be ecstatic about that arrest. Minimum. I'm going minimum. That would increase the vibration quite dramatically. So I do feel a lot is like people know there's change happening. It feels like, I think Phil described it, or somebody described it on his page maybe, as a pot of water that's bubbling and it's about to boil over. People know it's coming. They can feel it. Whether they know what they know what we know. I'm just grateful. So this video's to all the frogs out there. I love you. Thank you for all your support. I'm super grateful about every single timeline that we've opened up through chart videos, through changing the vibrations, whether it's hey donations, grocery groups, cease and desists, finding out people were fake, finding out that people are good. That is all changing our vibration. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So I look forward to seeing what Tucker has to say today. And I really want to give a shout out again to all the people that have contributed and to my page. That's Taco Spice, Sapphire Spice, Cinderella, all of you, Angel Spice, all of you, thank you so much for all of your help through the years, and Baby Spice, all of your support, Smokey and Bond Spice. I could go on. I've got a lot of names here in the spice category. So I am super grateful and I love you all. So have a blessful day. Take care. Bye bye. I always got to shut off too.